Okay, so today I'm gonna be ranking the greatest. No, sorry, not ranking. Listing the greatest comic book villains of all time, and stay till the very end to see who is my personal favorite in my top five. So let's start off with some honorable mentions. First one is Wanda Maximoff. She does only appear in one movie, which is a little bit rough. And sure, her and WandaVision sort of subtly becoming a villain, but then becoming a villain at the end was a little rushed. But I think she was actually really great in Multiverse of Madness. For that movie just being a fine to solid movie, I think she was very, very good in it. Killmonger is also here. Great movie, really great villain in a good movie. Um, Personally, I think he's a little bit overrated. He's kind of hypocritical at sometimes with his beliefs, and they kind of just realize that, oh wait, the bad guy is right, so we have to make him kill people and do things like that. But otherwise, he's a great villain. Galactus was immensely threatening. I can't wait for his return because they better bring back Galactus because you can't just waste Galactus, right? I think they will bring back Galactus some form or another. But man, his CGI was amazing. God, that villain was great. Also, Silver Surfer, she was amazing. Um, Reverse Flash, he would be in the not honorable mentions in the actual list if he didn't completely fall off past season 6. Him in season 1 was amazing. Him in season 5 was also amazing, right? Then season 6, okay, him being in Nashville's his body's okay. Season 7, I'm like, why are you here? That's such a dumb reason to come back. Him in Armageddon was cool till they brought in the dumbest time travel logic I've ever heard and became terrible. Him by the end of season 8 was generally one of the worst comic book villains I've ever seen. And then season 9 did not try and redeem him in the slightest, except for that episode where Barry went back in time. So that's why he's not in my main list, but otherwise, he would have. Lex Luthor is also up here because he's really only appeared in one movie and seen in an episode of Peacemaker. So there isn't much to base off him, but he was great in the Superman movie, and Nicholas Hoult gave an amazing performance. Now, I didn't have space for some other ones like Namor. I guess, actually, Zoom, if going by my logic, Zoom probably could have made the list. So could have Prometheus and Slade. Yeah, that's their name. And there may have been a few more villains that I am forgetting right now. Yeah, I am definitely forgetting them. Okay. Well, let's start it. First, High Evolutionary. I was waiting for him to show up. Man, this guy is just amazing. Guardians 3 is a spectacular movie, and he is an amazing villain to complement that. He's just really hateable, but in a good way. That's what they wanted, especially everything with Rocket, which he has an amazing connection to. All the flashback scenes are great in this movie. And, I get it. He's meant to be hateable. And God, this is maybe the most hateable villain in the entire MCU. He's terrible. He's just a terrible dude, And nothing else to him, man. I mean, well, there is more to him, but, yeah. He is perfect for a theme of the movie about kind of just being yourself, I guess, is what you can kind of put the movie as, of how you need to accept yourself and find a family. I mean, that's the Guardians of the Galaxy's whole theme, and his whole thing is that literally Rocket says at the end he doesn't want to make things perfect. He thinks he's making things perfect, but it's just that he hates everything the way it is. I mean, he even modified himself. So yeah, overall, I love this guy. He is a top tier MCU villain. Next is Amal Farouk, aka the Shadow King, aka the Devil with the Yellow Eyes, aka kinda Lenny Busker. Overall, this may be, if I were making the most underrated comic book movie villains, he would definitely be up there. He could arguably be number one. Him and like maybe another one, but the other one that I'm thinking of has kind of gotten a lot more appreciation in the last few days. So yeah, this guy's just amazing. Honestly, like he's so well portrayed by this creepy thing sometimes. By whoever plays actual Liam Al Farouk form, and Aubrey Plaza, of course, gives an amazing performance. And like when Lenny in season one is just absolutely insane, and I love it. And the star of season. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the cut. Anyways, yeah, in season two, especially when they start singing like in the first episode or second episode, like "Swing from a Star." Absolutely, like he gives an amazing performance with how just crazy they make out Lenny and Amal Farouk. And you know, I don't know how to describe Amal Farouk himself. This guy has just been really cool and having this feels wrong, having a great vibe to him. He just feels good. He feels like just so cool. Like he's just like so swift and clean with everything he does. He just feels good, you know? Overall, amazing villain in a very amazing show. Who's next is Omni-Man Conquest. We'll admit Conquest got here because, you know, if anyone actually watched this video, people would probably be like, yeah, Conquest should be up there. I don't know how I feel about that, but hey. Yeah. Anyways, let's just start with Omni-Man. I put them together because they're both Viltrumites. I know they're very different, but I didn't want to make two sides from them, especially since, like I said, I kind of just put them here because people would like that. Omni-Man being hero, though, is more fair. J.K. Simmons does an amazing job playing Omni-Man. It's just so fantastic. And of course, he has a great connection to Mark and how he develops through the story. And he has a very good redemption arc, which makes him a very amazing character. Only problem is it doesn't count to his villainy because it's his redemption arc. I don't count Zuko as a good villain. I count him, but I do say he's an amazing character because of the redemption arc he goes through. But he's not a good villain because, or well, he is just a good villain because that's all he was by the time in season one. You get what I'm saying? It was Conquest, very good threat, powerful effect on marketing, just awesome. Like some of these are just like personal opinions of it's like it's just they're just really cool. The Conquest is definitely there. Also, the "I'm so lonely" speech is amazing. I know people clown on it, but it's or make memes about it, but it's a really great scene. Next one's Baron Zemo. I really like Baron Zemo. Zemo himself. He's a very smart character that's written intelligently. By what I mean is that like they don't just say that he's a smart character and then make him do dumb decisions. He's a smart character that is written as if he were intelligent. You know? Actually, one is really cool how he basically because of him the Avengers lost in Infinity Wars. I mean, it's a great connection. Um, he has a good reason. Like, he has a reasonable reason. The Avengers basically killed his entire family, and he wants revenge for it. He's just amazingly like cunning to everything he does. He's just so cool. Like I said before, I will say he was a little bit worse in Falcon and Winter Soldier than he was in Civil War, and by a little bit I mean by good amount. He was still good. He just wasn't great. One thing I also forgot to mention, as I really like the bullet scene with Black Panther, you know, amazing scene. Which, by the way, if you actually watch my content or watch multiple videos, I don't hate Black Panther. I like Saboset because I also kind of diss Black Panther here. I think the movies are overrated, but I think the character is not. Black Panther in Civil War and Infinity Wars was amazing, and I really like him in the comics as well. I'll just say that I do like Black Panther. want to clarify. Anyways, next is Kilgrave. Actually, he may be just as underrated as Amal Farouk. The only problem is I feel like Jessica Jones gets a little bit. Jessica Jones season 1 gets more attention than Legion. But to be fair, Jessica Jones season 1 is a fantastic season of television. Yeah, I think it's right up there with like Daredevil season 1, Punisher season 1, and Daredevil season 2. Honestly, I think they're all like right there in how spectacular they are. Like it's amazing. Not Daredevil season 3 level, but they're amazing. David Tennant does an amazing job. Like people often say how he is like the sweetest dude on earth and he's just so nice, but he does such a good job as a villain. And also, I really like how the show tried to trick you into thinking that he's more sympathetic, and especially in episode like 8, I think it is, where it's like, oh, maybe we can change him into being a hero. Just learn, no, this dude is an irredeemable monster. He does not understand how humans work. He does not understand that what he does and forcing people to do anything that he wants is wrong. He's never gonna change, even though he does have a good backstory and a good explanation of how his parents tortured him and made him a science experiment. Overall, and he does really well in pushing Jessica throughout the story. Overall, Kilgrave is a spectacular villain. He definitely deserves to be in the conversation as one of the all-time comic book villains. Like he's that good. Anyways, next is the Void. I really like the Void. Though I'm counting all 3 of them because they all lead into each other, and the Sentry is arguably a villain as well. Again, good allegory on mental health, and how bipolar, I think, right? Um, bipolarness. I'm pretty sure that's what Bob has. And he has a fantastic design. Like honestly, when I first saw it, I'm like, well, it is kind of nothing like the comic book design, but honestly, I didn't care because it's an amazing design. Just black, just darkness. For the Void, it's so peak. Such a good design. And he's a defeat scene of not some big climactic battle, but of just a group hug, basically. So amazing. And that sounds really lame if you haven't seen the movie. It works so well for the movie. It's also built up to really well in the film, seeing Bob turn to Sentry, seeing Sentry turn to Void, and having it all established. Even like the first line of the movie where Yelena jumps off the building, says, "I feel like I have a void inside of me," or something like that. She says something. Oh yeah, she's like talking about her struggle, and she's like, "Oh, I feel like I'm in a void," or something like that. I'm sorry if I'm not calling these perfectly, but anyways, I really like the Void. He's awesome. Bullseye. I will say I made this presentation before I watched Gloves Off, the newest episode, Born Again, at the time, episode 4 of season 2, and I will say that has pushed him higher than he already was. He's immensely brutal. I mean, like, his fight style in Daredevil is maybe my favorite. Him just being able to never miss and do all the cool things. I mean, he killed someone with a tooth. He escaped from prison with a tooth. Do we do we understand that? Like, bro's insane. Wilson Bethel needs more credit. He's an all-time comic book casting. I will say it now. I say incredible. He's an all-time comic book casting. He is spectacular. He's right there with Vincent D'Onofrio, Charlie Cox, and John Bernthal with a Netflix casting, and he's up there for greatest comic book casting of all time. I swear. He's amazing way to write a psychopath. He is a psychopath. But here's actually something. This is how I would like Angstrom Levy, whatever his name is, to be written from Invincible. I hear often, the excuse I hear for why he's so inconsistent and poorly written in the Invincible War episode is that, oh, he's crazy, he has no clue what he's doing, he's a psychopath. Yes, but he's also the smartest person in the multiverse with the consciousness of 1,000 geniuses in his mind. Why is he just doing things that are just pure idiocracy and going against all 1,000 of the brain's moral code. It goes against every single one of the extra levies, whatever. Like, it doesn't make sense. Here is how you write a psychopath. He's psychopathic, but everything he does is smart. It's calculated. It makes sense to his character, even though it is just crazy and to the outside view, just is insane. I mean, like, him prank calling the AVTF just to murder all of them makes perfect sense for his character, but it is realistically a really dumb thing to do. What if he dies? Now he is the AVTF higher, and he's higher on their radar. Like, it's a really dumb thing to do, but he did it, and it makes sense. It was great backstory and like the perfect match and villain origin throughout all of season 3, and great connection to Matt. Although I find it funny that the first time they meet is just them, like, is Matt trying to get into a hotel room or something like that, trying to get up to Fisk. And he's like, "Nope, you need a ticket." Anyways, next is Green Goblin from No Way Home. Like, it's a devilishly amazing. I hope that's a real word, devilishly. Because he's just so off the walls, insane and creepy that it works so well. Yeah, this movie has made such a good way of creating a rivalry. Yes. The original had the connection that they had been friends, or they had known each other for a long, long time, and he had threatened to hurt the people he loved. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. Honestly, I may like this one better than the original. I know that's crazy. I think he's just gives a better performance, maybe. I haven't seen the original Spider-Man in a long time, and he's just so good in that. You know, do think he's a little overrated, but he's still really great. Anyways, next is the Kingpin. I brought up Bullseye, his little spawn, who he taught, which I bet he's regretting doing Bullseye after he killed Vanessa. I bet he's regretting that. But Kingpin is also up there for arguably the greatest comic book villain of all time. Like I said, Vincent D'Onofrio is, like I said, an all-time great casting. I can genuinely not imagine a single other person playing Kingpin. I don't care about the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. No, it's worse than Vincent D'Onofrio. Nothing is beating Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. I'm sorry. He's such, oh my god, his threat level is insane. The feeling that you feel whenever a scene is whenever someone's in a room with Fisk, especially in season 3 of Daredevil, and even like outside of it, like, is the scene that made me really feel his threat level. Two scenes. The one where Karen admits to killing Wesley right in front of him, and then B, the one where it's revealed that Ray Nadeem is and revealed to Ray Nadeem that the FBI has been corrupted all the way to the top level. You can feel his presence, and it's spectacular, especially with subtle little lines, especially in season 3, where it's like, what's her name? Pam, I forgot her name. Ray's boss, and she's like, I used to have 2 daughters. Now, because of Fisk, I only have 1. It's such an amazing scene for that. Amazing connection to Matt throughout the entire show. Great backstory, and he's just really he's just spectacularly written. He's just a really, really, really well written villain with great dialogue and connections and character. Honestly, he's just amazingly written. So yeah. And anyways, next is, I believe, Heath Ledger's Joker. Yeah. Oscar-worthy performance. Literally, he won an Oscar. Sadly, he died before he could receive it. But honestly, is another all-time comic book casting. And I know I'm pretty sure people were skeptical, like, this guy, Joker, then he blew it out of the ballpark being one of the greatest comic book. Okay, sorry, not just comic book casting, greatest castings of all time. This guy's perfect. Like, he's also perfectly psychopathic, great connection, Bruce, and just amazing. I'm really not going to talk about him that much because, what else do I have to say? Everyone online has talked to death about how good this villain is. Anyways, next is Thanos. He may be the most quotable villain ever, aka the villain with the best quotes. Every line that this guy drops. Why are all these so bad in quality? Jeez, that's so terrible quality. Anyways, every line this guy drops is a banger. I mean, he's just so quotable and amazing. It's just so amazing. It just feels every line like the frick. I'm forgetting all his. I'm forgetting literally everything. Oh, the dread ferment, run ferment, destiny still arrives. Um, the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Those are just two of them. Everything perfectly balanced, just as all things should be. Like there's so many more, and I keep on just thinking them, and I'm not saying them. Perfect build up throughout all the saga, every villain that's connected, all the Infinity Stones, all of that. It's just perfect. Josh Brolin does a spectacular job on this. Again, oh, I could not imagine anyone else doing Thanos as good as him. Him winning was maybe the most insane thing in any comic book film or project ever. I mean, the snap, you know how you felt when you were in the theater watching the snap for the first time. It was insane. And there's no getting past that. It was absolutely mind boggling. Anyways, now we're in my top 7. And first to go, real quick, ignore who's first to go because it's Bullseye. Like I said, this is made before Gloves Off, and after Gloves Off, I think he's moved up at least to space. So really, the first one to go out here is Amal Farouk. Amal Farouk, while being an amazing villain, is just not good enough. Bullseye would actually probably get out now or tie with High Evolutionary. They're both spectacular villains, both very hateable. Actually, High Evolutionary is very hateable. Bullseye's just kind of sad. And overall, just truly amazing comic book villains. Next to go is Kilgrave. Well, he's perfect a villain in Jessica Jones Season 1. He just doesn't compare to these top 3, so I can't really put him any higher. And I know this is going to be a hot take. Heath Ledger's Joker is out. Yeah, I mean, his personal preference, honestly, wait, can I go back? Oh, well, you found out the winner is Thanos. I meant to go back. Oh, dang it. But yeah, we'll get to why Thanos is best in a second. Any of these 3 can honestly be your number 1. Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is spectacular. Again, everyone has gone over how good Heath Ledger's Joker is, and Thanos is my personal favorite because he's just truly spectacular. I love everything about Thanos, and I don't know if there ever will be a comic book villain top him. Maybe Kingpin by the end of this season of Daredevil Born Again, but I don't know. It's a tough challenge. But, anyways, that's the end. So, bye.